What would you say if I asked you the question, what do you think is Status Quo's strongest track from their 1974 UK number 2 album, Quo? I'm sure I would have many different answers flying at me right now if you were right in front of me. Well, there are many different choices, of course. Backwater, Just Take Me, Break the Rules, Drifting Away, Don't Think It Matters, Fine, 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 Lonely Man, and that 8-minute epic, which I've talked about at length with several guests this year on its 50th anniversary, Slow Train. In something of a detour from the usual type of things that I would do on this podcast, I would like to do something which might be a little bit silly, but I'm releasing this on Boxing Day, and when is there a better time to do it than the day after Christmas? So I would like to determine the strongest track on this album by using chance, and I shall be doing that by utilising a couple of dice and a Shut the Box game from Jaques of London that I recently purchased. And I shall be doing a full review of that product on my other YouTube channel. So click here if there is a link. And I will see you over there. But back to the Quo album and how this will work. So the way this will work is that usually with Shut the Box, you roll the dice and a number comes up. And then what you do is you flick down the number. And if you roll that number again or another one, and you need that number there, there's repetition there, then what you do is you add up 2 of the other numbers to make that. And if you run out of opportunities to do that, then the game is over. The idea is to shut the numbers, in this case, 1 to 9, completely down with rolls of the dice in almost perfect harmony. Now, what I will say that with this experiment that I'm going to be doing, I'm forgetting all of those rules, and what I shall be doing is rolling the dice, and if it goes 1 to 9, which each one represents a track on the album plus the B-side to Break the Rules, Lonely Night, is a little extra, because wouldn't it be funny if the best track on Quo was actually the B-side that wasn't even on the album? But still, if I get a repetition in the roll, then that is, I'm not going to add anything up because I don't want to mess with the order of things. Because I could pick, the number to put down and that would change the result. So I don't want to do that. And if I repeat roll or anything, I'm going to cut all that out and I might stick it at the end as like little outtakes. So really, the dice are doing all the work, and the Shut the Box is nothing more than a visual representation to make it more interesting for you. Now, the last thing that I shall add here, and then I really will just get on with it, to make sure that every number has a crack at being put down, I'm going to be rolling 2 dice first, and then on the second roll, I'm going to be rolling 1 dice, and then back to 2 again. It just means that Backwater has a chance to go down, because otherwise Backwater is the one that's going to win, because you can't get 1 with 2 dice. So without further ado, let's roll the first one. So the first track to go down is track number 7, the Rick Parfitt-led track Lonely Man, with an absolutely amazing middle section. It's just absolutely epic, isn't it? That Francis Rossi solo, the band pulling together, and really poignant lyrics as well. Well, that one's gone, so let's go on to the next roll, which is number 5. Don't Think It Matters. I thought that one maybe would surprise us, but the Alan Lancaster sung track with lots of kind of instrumental pieces in the middle. I've heard tribute bands do this, and there's lots of really memorable segments in the middle. That is the second one to go down. Let's try a third roll. That is number 6, Fine, Fine, Fine. The country flavoured track, which I'm sure has its fans, although I do know there are some people who do prefer to skip it. And in this case, we've skipped it once again. And on that roll of the dice, in one. That's going to be controversial because that's one of my favourite tracks, and that's gone. Backwater, Alan Lancaster opening track, killer riff, amazing live, performed by the Frantic Four on their reunion tours as well. And I'm sure that, along with myself, is a favourite of many. So quite controversial there. The next one to go is number 4, Drifting Away. The Alan Lancaster sung track, possibly the heaviest on the album. Is it a favourite of yours? Let me know in the comments below. That's track number 3, Break the Rules, the single from the album, which has got a killer groove and great solo sections as well. I actually thought that might stay till the end, but in this case, no. Maybe if I did it again, yeah. And that's the thing with this, is that this is just this time of doing it. I actually practiced this about a week ago, and I got a completely different result. So this isn't me kind of influencing anything. This is just how this roll of the dice has fallen. That is the wildcard 9th track, which I put in there to make up the numbers so that we had 1 to 9. Lonely Night, which was a B-side to Break the Rules. At least we can say now that the track that ends up winning this is actually a track from Quo, because it would have been pretty funny, wouldn't it, if the wild card was the one that won. Are you a fan of this track? Do let me know in the comments below. So we are down to 2 tracks now. Track number 2, Just Take Me, the Lancaster Parfit song, and Slow Train. Track number 8, the 8 and a bit minute epic from side B of the album, which shows the band at full pelt in many different genres. Which one is going to be victorious right now on this throw of the dice? Let's find out. And that is a huge surprise. Track number 8 has gone down. I'm sure the question I asked you earlier, many fans see this as like the track from this album because it just goes in so many different directions, and it's the band at full pelt, and we have solos, we have quiet sections, we have John Coghlan doing a drum solo. There's just everything in there, and it's come second place in this particular roll of the dice, which means that Just Take Me, sung by Alan Lancaster, which is usually paired with Backwater on the album and live, is the victorious one on this occasion. Now, this is a track which, as I say, leads on from the previous, so you get on the Backwater Road, and then it goes into John Coghlan's iconic drum section there. I mean, he is going full pelt on the album anyway, but this particular section is pretty iconic, I think, especially in a live setting. But seeing him play it live on the reunion tour was like shivers down the spine type stuff. And of course, this is also the track where Alan Lancaster turns in a really good vocal, and we get some solo sections as well. So, yeah, this is certainly a surprise, but let me know what you think. Is this your favourite track on the album, or do you have another? Let me know in the comments below, and I will see you again for another episode of the Quo-Cast. If you'd like me to try this again, because I've looked, and most of the early 70s albums have tracks 1 to 8 or 1 to 9 on it, so perfect for doing this. Or is there another kind of board game or activity which we could use to determine a best album, a best track, a best gig, anything like that? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments below, and yeah, bye-bye for now.